platform. You there, Brother Rich? Mm,
Wow, that was one of the most electrifying libations
mm,
I have been a part of, brother.
okay, man. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Listen,
Okay. Go
listen,
ahead,
Hank,
man.
man. We it's a wonderful show tonight. We're talking about the entheogens.
Yeah.
And if you look online, you talked about Harriet Tubman participating in the shrooms. You talked about Booker T. Coleman participating in the shrooms and engaging in them. If you if you look online, just for those who may not be aware of what the word means, it says entheogens are psychoactive substances that induce alterations in perception, mood, consciousness, cognition, or behavior for the purposes of engendering spiritual development or otherwise in sacred contexts. So, with that being said, Uncle Hank, let's have a good conversation about entheogens, whether it's ayahuasca, whether it's the shrooms, whether it's the bufu, whatever it may be.
Mm,
Now, our ancestors did some magnificent things on these
mm,
plants. You mentioned Dr. Sabi as well.
mm-hmm.
What I'm seeing now, Hank, I'm wondering if these plants are intelligences. I'm wondering if these plants are shutting off certain information that they are giving out because of the commercialization of entheogens. Because people aren't having these breakthroughs. I know a lot of people doing these and they're not having these breakthroughs, Hank. They ain't coming, they're not having these breakthroughs.
You're
So
not going to, Brother Rich. They ain't putting in the work.
talk to me, Hank. Let's
All
talk.
right, family. Listen, get your pen and paper, all right?
Yes, sir.
We as a collective people, we are, in a sense of speaking, the fallen gods and goddesses. All right. We own music, polyrhythms. We own that. As I said on your platform before, one of my favorite books that I refer to, Hermeneutic Interpretation, Social Status of Adamic Race, written in 1700s, Fabre
Mhm,
d'Olivier, Amazon, you can buy it.
mhm.
It said about the black race were masters of the universe. We was not Negro. We was not African. We was not anything but self-realized gods. Nuke poo nuke. I am that I am. We were particle waves from the sea of love that knew and realized we were divine incarnation into the physical realm of life, and we moved in a spaceship body with full God consciousness. Kundalini rose up from our waistline up our spine, illuminating our pineal gland, as was shared by Brother Oyi yesterday, that our pineal glands was the size of eggs or tangerines or oranges. And we had an eye that we could see into the future. We had an eye that can see into the past. We could see the macrocosmic overview of existence, whether you want to call atomic structures, planetary star systems, flat or oval or pyramid shaped. We had overview of celestial creations, and we can focus also to the microcosmic insights. We had x-ray vision. We did it all. We had levitation, crystal laser, precision, and that's why you have now created throughout the world an ancient power grid of pyramids that cannot be replicated today. That was our wireless power and electricity. So we defined ourselves as masters of the universe. At meant master, lant meant universe. And to maintain this frequency of awareness, we ate certain vegetables and spores. The spores to maintain awareness that we are God's walking the physical world is literally created in various places in nature after thunderstorms, ethereal materialization into something like cow dung. You have spirit materialized in the form of mushrooms so that you can ingest. But this is a stargate, it's a portal, it's a time machine. So I want you to understand that it's alive, it has spirit intelligence that you can literally access. But you, my brothers and sisters, we have to prepare ourselves for space travel. It's almost like you are an astronaut, but you're not going to go up in a crude fuel based rocket. You're going to eat the time machine and the spaceship so that you can experience whatever coordinates that you placed in your intention before ingestion. Simply saying, you say your prayers over the spaceship shroom or the ayahuasca or the bufo or the changa, the most important, or tobacco. Special shout out to Taita Oswald and medicine woman Joanna for Wachuma, and we'll touch on that later. But I admire the original use of tobacco, whether smoked or drank as a tea. And our family from the South used to use rabbit tobacco to harvest after asking the living plant, "May I have some, please? May you offer?" And you be receptive to a yes or a no. And the plant will eventually, you'll find wild tobacco, as our ancestors call rabbit tobacco, that's 50 times stronger than cultivated tobacco in modern day mutated cigarettes. And that's called Nicotiana tabacum. Our ancestral lineage, we had Nicotiana rustica. That means wild tobacco, 50 times more potent. You're not addicted to cigarettes, you're addicted to the sugar and all the chemicals that the corporate gangsters got you strung out worse than crack. All right? So, getting back to Nicotiana rustica, you can have it as a tea or you can have it as a smoke, but give it as an offering from your heart. But before we move into the spaceships, we have to deal with our what becomes of the broken hearted. We have to realize we are broken hearted family and we're wounded souls. So we have to first forgive ourselves for incarnated in this life because of our karmic debt to creation, our karmic debt to the galaxies of us misappropriating our genius, our talents. We have to say, yes, I am forgiving myself. And yes, I am forgiving all waves. All right. That's the first thing. Okay. And then as we step to these sacred plants as ayahuasca, or step two, mushrooms, or step two, any entheogens to help us remember, like going into the mountains or going into the forest or going amongst the trees that you're not familiar with, you have to ask for a guide. It's only arrogant ignorance for you to go down into the Caribbean islands and you barely know how to swim or you have a life vest on and then you decide to take off the life vest that keeps you afloat in this outer realm and try to dive 15 or 20 feet underwater into an unfamiliar element. This, my family, is why you have to ask for a spiritual guide. Whether you are Christian, you can call upon Jesus or Yeshua, a Mother Mary, like the Pope calls upon the Black Madonna so she can give him dominion over the earth. And that's another subject. We'll hold off on that. But you can call upon Yeshua to guide you through and into the 3 grams of mushrooms. You have to ask, or I highly suggest another guide. You ask our Muslim brothers and sisters, ask Allah, okay? Or Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba, who was ascended master who incarnated recently in just within the last few decades. Ask him, Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba, could you please guide me into this realm, into this unfamiliar zone of deep trance, because we are the universe turned inside out, capped off with amnesia and multi incarnated pain and trauma that has been carried not only by our souls, but perhaps from our mothers and moms and dads. So we want to peel past the trauma into the divine DNA that lies within us. We are the record books of eternity. We are the whole of records in our DNA and beyond. We have all that ever was. We have memory of all that ever is. And we have memory of every possibility, every timeline that could possibly be in the future as a potential reality. So you're going to have to listen to this show more than once, because I'm just talking while I got my eyes closed. Family, you have to get a guide. All right. So call on Buddha, or call on, like I said, Sheikh Amadou Bamba, and or the latest Christ born in the Congo. Ask Simeon Toko, could you please guide me in my space room shroom meditations? Make it safe for me. Then you ask you to have a bodyguard to go into the into the realm of space. You want to have deflector shields. You want to have stealth around your consciousness, so you won't be hijacked by grand masters with maybe and perhaps diabolical intentions that a new jack comes along. So you want to have shields of protection and invisibility in your consciousness. So you ask the presence of Simeon Toko, can you please guide and protect me and surround me on my journey? And once you ask for the bodyguard of Archangel Michael, Black Angel with blue light to protect you through your meditation of shrooms or ayahuasca, but I'm specifically talking right now, my brothers and sisters, we're going to talk about shrooms because that was the first thing introduced to me by Dr. Sabi's camp is shrooms. All right. So you put your intention in. You can ask, given you random, show me my purpose of life. Mushroom granddaddy, you want whatever you want to call it, with devotion, intention. It doesn't have to be, you know, acoustically correct. You don't have to say het tep poo. You don't have to say whatever language is comfortable to your heart, because you're God sleeping with amnesia. So just talk from your heart. Say shrooms humbly. I don't care what kind of priest or priestess your mind thinks you are in the plant kingdom. Come humble, and it will humbly embrace you. Ask with humbleness, please, ancestors who serves heart's rhythm, be with me on this journey. Please, with this 3 grams, with this small amount, please show me what I was born to do. I don't remember what I was born to do. Or show me where I came from. Show me what I'm born to do. Show me the music to all our artists. Could you show me a song that everyone will love, Shroom, and it will carry your consciousness? And I'm thinking of Kalindi, Master Kalindi Aye, Ahati Ali, Aye, sorry. The Shroom spaceship will carry your consciousness to a planet that creates um, hits, music poetry. It will carry you wherever the vast ocean of planets that specialize in whatever you want to actualize. It'll teach you mechanics, carpentry, advanced crystal weaponry, whatever it might be, regeneration, whatever you wish for. There is a planet out there in the vastness of space, in this dimension, in multiple dimensions, but the spaceship is the mushroom family. And you begin by first, men, you have to learn to hold your crystal seed. The longer you learn to cultivate your crystal seed, the better your journey. Because if you come with empty nuts, my brothers, you don't have the micro voltage to leave ordinary monkey mind consciousness. You have to cultivate holding your nut at least a week or more. The longer, the better, so that you can maintain the voltage and see the reality that the spaceship shroom is directing according to the coordinates that you put into the intention with the navigation officer of the ascended master showing the correct direction for your personal experience and for your personal revelation. And you can ask about anything. You could ask the shrooms, how did the black race fall to this level? And how come we are probably one of the most prison planet degenerated people incarnated presently using Stone Age fuel, learning Stone Age education, with Stone Age transportation, with Stone Age religion, with Stone Age social interactions? And why am I using Stone Age sound in such a manner that's left less than music and poetry? Show me where my pain is and how I can heal my pain. It's so much that we have to begin with one little mushroom. It is that beautiful of a possibility for you to blossom like a blue lotus in a muddy pond of water called earth. You may rise through the chaos, the muck and mire, the dung, the broken dreams, and the unfulfilled desires. You can rise through the mushroom, through the entheogens, into the awakening of the sun within and blossom the petals of your heart chakra and the magic within you to manifest with ease, so that your monkey mind doesn't have to chase after dreams. You can magnetize by learning the words of power spoken of. I am worthy. Yes, I am. And what may assist you while holding on to your mushroom spaceship, time machine, is your favorite crystal, family. You take hold, you don't just, you find a sanctuary within your home or a beach, and you have someone sit for you for free, if possible, family. A friend that you can trust, that will protect your body while you carry yourself into the realms, while you're holding your crystal in one hand and your mushroom in the other. You want to have your amulets, your sacred devices that's dear to you, like lotus oil, white lotus oil, to place upon your chakras. You want to prepare and smudge your body down with sage or Palo Santo oil that's been put in, perhaps like rubbing alcohol, or even better, uh, Everclear 100 proof alcohol. Then you drop um, tobacco oil, Palo Santo oil, Nang Champa oil. Um, what is the two famous ones? Myrrh and frankincense oil into the alcohol, and spray yourself clean, so you get rid of the OPP, which means other people's poison. You spray off your body, and then you sit, prepare a place to sit comfortably. And remember, you're going to have someone physically there to to comfort you because you're getting ready to dive into a liquid ocean of spirit, and to have the comfort of someone to hold your hand, just like when you go to the beach or the pool for the first time. You want to have someone that, if you need be, to hold your hand or to comfort you. All right. And then you sit preferably between the north and the east direction. And if you want to have a pyramid hat on, or you want to have preferably a pyramid over your head, and if you don't have a pyramid, what you do is create what is called an equilateral triangle. You cut a triangle, family, and you put a prayer, write down a prayer in the middle of the triangle. Say, yes, I am divinely protected. Yes, I am. And you tape it into the corners of the 90-degree corners of your room. You put those in all the corners, or you can put a round disc, because it is the 90-degree corners, family, that generate negativity and and depression and lack of self-worth, and especially in the projects. You have to be careful in the projects, family, because they have low ceilings, 90-degree corners. If you live in the projects, it's a double-sided blade. Projects in Philadelphia, all the cities, Chicago, New York, Brownsville, Harlem, East New York, LA, even in houses, if you have low ceilings with 90-degree corners, family, you have to round out the corners or create triangles in the corners so that the negativity doesn't build up to make you act out with self hate and project it upon others. So, the thing to do is put the triangles with your prayers written in it on each of the corners, and you will transform the projects. You will transform your apartment. You will create an ethereal pyramid. And the higher up you live in the house or the apartment building, the bigger the energetic pyramid that will go into the earth and lock into the pyramid grid throughout the world. You will have a pyramid stargate in your apartment, in your room, and it will change your attitude, your emotions, and it will promote anti aging, anti self hate. It will lift you, and even your abundance will flow through easier. When I worked with the city, the places of power does not, family, have low ceilings. The mayor's office in New York City ceilings approximately 20 feet high and have oval ceilings in the corners. In the basement, it's shaped. New York City, City Hall has the shape, everything's rounded out. No square doorways, rounded doorways. No square corners in the rooms or the hallways. Everything is rounded out like a igloo, like a roundhouse, like a crystal womb in the earth. That's City Hall. But nobody knows. But for the ruling classes who build pyramids on the tallest buildings in New York City, you create your pyramid in your apartment, in your room, because the pyramid you create, say that you're on the third floor, your pyramid will also, by putting the equilateral triangles in the corners of the room, your pyramid will transmutate and elevate the energy in all the apartment floors above you and below you. Because I used to work in the place that all the murdered people come to in Manhattan, Central Medical Examiners, and I use cardboard to put in the highest engineering spaces prayers in all the corners. And I would put prayers in the penthouse family. Put prayers so the souls that have lost and don't even know they're dead or may have passed away in trauma, they are aligned with the pyramid energy. And I thank um, Haru Samaj and Mfudisi, who shared the knowledge that the original word for pyramid was Merkut. Mer means love. Kut means house, house of love. So creating the cardboard pyramids, the foam board pyramids in your apartment rooms, in your bathroom, put the pyramids. In your kitchen, put the pyramids. And what you will notice is you will sleep better. It will help to transmute the negative energy from the satellite cell phone radiation, the cell phone towers that's on top of building radiation, the radiation that's coming from other people's cell phones, and transform that space. So you create a pyramid sanctuary and you will be in alignment with the pyramids from the golden age of black gods and goddesses that rule through love. Okay, so we have the pyramids. Now, the crystal that you have to be mindful of that generates negativity and hopelessness is literally your cell phone because it has 90-degree corners in every side of your cell phone. How come they don't have oval screens? Because the ruling classes know if they created a oval cell phone screen, you will be elevated into higher consciousness and the ability to manifest. So they intentionally made the cell phone square to keep you earthbound and in your monkey mind. Remedy. And I'm going to give a special acknowledgement to Sister Monique from Nicholas Bookstore. They have the cell phone shields, like I have one on my phone. You want to transmute your cell phone. And this is 12 pyramids made with 20 different crystals. Okay. And Nicholas Bookstore has them. And I'm going to show you. Geometry in Oregon is crucial. Here's 12 crystals made from shungite, black tourmaline, onyx, pyrite, lodestone, lapis, just to name a few. All right. Fluorite, Amazonite, all that's inside of this cell phone shield. So this high frequency radiating orgone transmutes the screen of the phone. Notice it's square. You want to have in the future oval phones, and you can see that this case has a round back to it to show the apple. Now imagine having an oval shaped screen, all right, while you hold your crystal. So the number to Nicholas Bookstore, and let me pull that up real quick, is 718 858 4400. Get your cell phone shield. 718 858 4400. You want to have a positive experience before you take off into the spaceship. Now, sometimes you hear stories about people having bad meditations or bad trips because they didn't prepare correctly. You have to get off the meat family. You have to wean yourself off the frequency of the animal flesh that stays in your colon for perhaps days or weeks, depending on what you're eating, because you want your spaceship body to be able to sustain and hold the higher frequencies that's more potent, higher than the animal of fish, chicken, beef, poultry, um, or whatever else you're eating. You want to get yourself cleansed of that because they hold emotions and they know when they die, they're full of fear. The animals are full of fear because they see their friends in the line on the conveyor belt getting killed. And all that memory of death and fear and stress is in the beef, in the turkey, in the fish, in the chicken, because they have the spirit of divine energy in their presence. So get off of those before doing a meditation. So you have to prepare yourself before just ingesting foolishly. You just don't get on a spaceship and say, let fate carry me as it will. Otherwise, you'll end up in the loony bin, because most people who are locked up in the insane asylum is a reason. It just didn't randomly happen. All right. This is very powerful, very beautiful. And if you humbly prepare yourself to show thyself approved, you will be embraced by the intelligence of spirit saying, come on back home. We're going to show you a most beautiful experience that will transform your life. Now, we prepared the room, we prepared the diet, we did the sexual discipline. Next thing is family, our blood circulation. What is important with blood circulation, family? Our kindred family members are dying mostly from heart attack, blood's too thick, stroke, blood's too thick, diabetes, blood is too thick. The diet that we eat, macaroni and cheese, candy yams, black eyed peas, hot buttered rolls, and cornbread. That's what I grew up on. Scrambled egg and cheese with onions, green peppers, and tomatoes. We ain't pushing and pulling no ox and working the fields like we used to. So this southern food, you eat and then you get on the screen and you sit. Like in Atlanta, it's beautiful, but do they have any bicycle paths? And everybody got a whole lot of real estate front and back. It's because we don't move enough. These spaceship bodies were made to move, and the more you exercise, the more beautiful it looks, regardless of age. So, blood circulation. I got on prototype magnetic bracelets. I'm not going to show you because I'm going to tell you who makes magnetic rings to increase circulation and possibly, I'm going to say to protect our brother Rich and his platform, possibly reduce your blood pressure back to normal in 4 to 6 weeks, because you don't want high blood pressure. Because what that is, you got plaque buildup, you got fat buildup, you got grease in your microcapillaries, and it clogs up your eyes, your memory, your circulation in your fingers and your toes. You have varicose veins building from plaque. So I'm going to share with you, and I told the brother I'm sharing it with you, a brother who makes these fantastic rings with magnets, brother named Abdur. And I known this brother like 20 to 30 years, and he makes copper magnetic rings that literally help to dissolve. You put it on your pinky ring, and what it does, it magnetizes all your blood, because your blood family travels throughout your entire body once a minute. Your red blood cells, on average, travel throughout your body once a minute. So you want to get to dissolve the grease, the plaque in your arteries, in your capillaries, in your microcapillaries, and it will take time. So I'm going to share. Dur, let me get Dur Dur. Oh, Dur. He makes these beautiful copper rings. I'm gonna show you a picture of it. His number is 347-399-0169 for copper magnetic bracelet earrings. I mean, not earrings, rings for the finger. 347-399-0169. And I'm going to send to myself, um, and then share with you on the screen the pictures of these beautiful copper magnetic bracelets if I can find them. But call him to get your copper rings, and copper gets rid of pain. If you have on copper, family, it helps to get rid of pain in your joints, in your lower back, in your fingers, in your toes, because if you don't have enough copper jewelry on or copper bracelet, your copper deficiency will be expressed in pain. Next thing you got to do to make sure, that's my cat. I see you, Chloe. My cat's been hanging out since this interview earlier. She's been just in the zone. Family, high blood pressure. You want to bring your pressure down before doing the spaceship travel of entheogens? Take magnesium capsule supplements. Magnesium. Most of us are magnesium deficient because of lack of minerals in industrial farming. So the biggest thing about entheogens is preparing your body. So look on the common way to look is Amazon. I've been taking magnesium capsules, and it has like various types, and you can follow your intuition, or you can try out and read the reviews and see which one people like the most. But take magnesium, and what it will do is help bring your blood pressure back to normal, because anyone in the audience over the age of 25, chances are you may have elevated blood pressure from either diet or stress, physical stress from circumstances of just living on prison planet Earth. You might be stressed, my brothers. So make sure that you get your magnesium, make sure that you get your copper, and you can get into herbal teas. And one of the herbal teas I would recommend before you start taking my shrooms, before you take ayahuasca, before you do bufo, before you do these things, there's a tea called Gayusa, and a special acknowledgement to our beautiful and theogenic genius professor, Sister Acacia. I'm going to acknowledge her because she's a brilliant ancient one who's in her 20s, Brother Rich, who teaches about psychedelics that make all of our ancestors proud. ACACEA, Acacia. Look her up on Instagram. You'll find her. ACACEA. You want to take a tea called Gayusa. Gayusa. It is a tea that nutritionally pre- prepares you for any psychedelics, and is commonly used throughout Central and South America, because most of the most beautiful magical plants is around the equator in the warm regions of the world. People age faster in the northern hemisphere, in the southern hemisphere. But if you have been blessed to live around the equator, you get the most and nightlight. Sunlight and nightlight, and the nightlight is starlight. It's a balance. On the equator, it's 12 hours of sunlight and 12 hours of darkness with starlight that you can see in the heavens, and you can see galaxies around the Earth's equator that you can't see in the urban areas of the cities. But getting back to Guyusa, Guy, if I spell it right, Guyusa, USCA. I think that's it. And I got a bag of it nearby. You start drinking that a week or two before you do travel through any shamanic experience, because if you don't have the correct diet, if you haven't been taking your vitamins, if you haven't been eating correctly in a nutritious way, it is very dangerous to do any entheogens, because you don't have the nutritional foundation to maintain the high frequency of awareness into the journey. So you want to have herbal teas, but Gayusa is very helpful. And also drinking another one called Gynostemma, Gynostemma, Gynostemma. And that's called five leaf ginseng. It's a tea, but ginseng is a root. but this is a tea that has the qualities of the root. Another thing, family, you want to drink good quality water. And I spoke on this before. Good water is like going to a sauna. You heat up and then you drop into the cold water, and then you come out and you go back into the sauna. Heating and cooling water, even only just a few degrees at a time, supercharges water. So you want to be well hydrated. Get a bottle of water that you heated and cooled. Took the time to put in a pot, bring it up close to boil, sit it in a pot of cold water for 30 seconds, put it back on the stove, bring it to a point of almost boiling, drop it into the cold water on the stove, on the sink filled with cold water, just so that you have a few degrees difference. And that heating and cooling will make the water super absorbent and is excellent for the eyes, the skin, and drinking so that you're well hydrated, because water is like a lubricant as the entheogens speed up your chakras. So you're going to have your chakras are going to speed up because psychedelics, family, and theogens are liquid light concentrated. So it's almost like it takes all the cells of the body and all the micro pyramid crystals in the bloodstream, speeds them up like this pyramid spinning. And then all of your cells, chakras, you have chakras in every cell of the body. The chakras of your cells will speed up and collectively become a chorus of song and light as the medicine kick in, whether it's ayahuasca, whether it's wachuma, whether it's bufo, whether it's changa. It will speed you up. And then your organs, your liver will speed up, your heart, your intestines. So you will need to make sure you eat lightly, because you will flush from your colon everything that doesn't belong in your body. As you accelerate your chakras, your energy, your strength will increase, but you have to stay calm. And remember, before you journey onto this spaceship, you want to forgive everyone and forgive yourself. Nothing worse than seeing somebody have a psychedelic crisis because they have unaddressed trauma or anger or acoustical assassinating of yourself, your family, friends, and your community. Woo, that's heavy. So get yourself an amethyst crystal also, because the purple color, the purple ray, washes away karma from the atomic level. And we're acknowledging the Ascended Master Saint Germain out of the Ascended Master book called Magic Presence. Yep. Godfrey Ray King, so that you have a reference of who you are in relation to the universe. And I also call upon and acknowledge uh, Brother Samaj, where he said in Kemet in Egypt, all the hieroglyphic writings begin with I am. They begin with, yes, I am. And then they have the hieroglyphic message. And it finishes with, I am. All right. So you have to realize you are I am. You are Om with amnesia. Om means I am. Next thing you want to have is beautiful devotional instrumental music. You're going to have music selection, so you don't have to have it interrupted by a commercial if you have something like Pandora. You want to have a continuous loop of instrumental meditative music. Don't listen to no um, voices while you're meditating, because that keeps you earthbound. We began in a realm of spirit light that we communicated telepathically. It's only recently we're starting to use the spoken word sound. So you can begin. And if you're with a partner or without one, you can start by putting a crystal to your forehead or a crystal to your heart or both and chant Om So your bones vibrate. The crystal structure within your bones prepare you like a spaceship that's gradually increasing its momentum, its spin, its RPMs by saying Om with a crystal to your forehead. Like I got a crystal here, and I'll put it to the camera, and you say Om. In this way, you prepare your bones, the crystal structure of your bones, for celestial flight through the entheogens. Now, time of day is very important. Mushrooms is considered a masculine guide. Considered a masculine teacher. All right. Ayahuasca is feminine. Now, there's various types of ayahuasca. You have, and ayahuasca means vine of the soul. So that's why you want to know the vine of your soul is your I am. The vine of your soul is your Nuk Pu Nuk. The vine of your soul is Om. The vine of your soul is your core essence. So you want to realize I'm sharing with you, there's various recipes of ayahuasca. It's a vine, and it's also what is called um, cha- chacruna or chalipanga. Those cause light, the colors in the ayahuasca experience. And the vine is the Mayo inhibitor of South America. But in ancient Kemet and possibly Atlantis, they used what is called Syrian rue combined with acacia wood made into a tea. So remember, acacia wood and Syrian rue. And I'm going to go back to that formula and the recipe. I'm going to give you the recipe tonight. Because if you have the ascended master guidance of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, of our brother Simeon Toko, the latest Christ born in the Congo, or Yahshua, or Mother Mary, or Kuan Yin, Goddess of Mercy, or Lakshmi, Saint Germain, Great Divine Director, Ascended Master Himalaya, or you call on your I am within you, you will have a safe, stealthy experience that will elevate your heart and soul, help to remove the pain from your emotional build-up, whether it's been projected upon you or you projected it outwardly. You are responsible in this incarnation for every thought and feeling and intention because it vibrates through your spacesuit into the atomic structure of your cells. So we are acoustical beings. We have to once again become acoustical spell masters. We have to become spell masters. We have to literally be mindful of every word. And what's really important, family, write this down. Remember, before you do any entheogen, the most important um, thing to remember as far as a chant while you go into the meditation, into the spaceship that you're going to eat, into this time machine that you're going to eat, into this ayahuasca you're going to drink, or into this wachuma that you're going to drink is Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And what that will happen, it'll show you to all my revolutionary brothers and sisters who have incarnated, the divine in me, recognize the divine in you. Our ancestors, when we had a beef, we didn't do the talk behind your back. We had a psychedelic conference. We weren't verbal assassins or verbal murderers. through spoken sound. What we would do is say, okay, let us sit and go into the wisdom of the plant kingdom, guided by ascended masters, so we can get an overview and dissolve the disharmony and discord in the sea of the entheogenic realm of spirit. So you would literally sit in a circle and we would say, let's everyone have a cup of yahe or ayahuasca, or let's do these shrooms together to find out the root cause of this discord in our community so that we can once again, on the level of frequency, like our ancient indigenous ancestors throughout the world, come back into harmony. So, all the facilitators who are out there, all of the self acknowledged shamans who are out here, take the time to develop a healing circle whenever somebody, whether it's a couple, a man and a woman, whether it's a community, we have to bring back community. We have to bring back Ubuntu, acknowledgement to Mandela, acknowledgement to Bishop Tutu, acknowledgement to Credo Mutwa, acknowledgement to our indigenous African cousins, because this is North America, is West Africa before the land separated. My brothers and sisters, we already home. We are in West Africa because the pyramid cities are in the Grand Canyon and the Queen Cleopatra gold coins are found in the soil of Illinois and the pyramids out in Montauk Point. All right. Special acknowledgement to my big brother, Dr. Phil Valentine, who showed us people coming in with books and photographs of the pyramids on the shores of Montauk Point, and they spoke ancient Egyptian dialect called Micmac. To this day is an Atlantean Egyptian dialect called Micmac. Montauk Point pyramids. We already home, family. You are not displaced. You're the landlord. Remember this. You already home, and we are presently, because of our ancestors' iniquity, we have temporary occupation because we fell from the throne of rulership through love. And that's okay. But we're going to get our family right in tomorrows to come. We're going to become collective. And hopefully the entheogens, the taking you take shrooms, family, and if you take a shroom meditation while you're holding your crystal, that healing will travel. Be ready for this. That healing will travel all over the globe because you're holding a crystal into the crust of the planet. That crystal is connected with the crystal structure of the crystal core of the earth, the crust around the earth. You holding the crystal and you taking the shrooms to tap into the spore network of healing. You may have heartgasms throughout all the cells in your body, regenerate, remove pain, and bring things into balance while you have somebody physically holding space for you, while you have your ascended masters and your angels of protection and healing and enlightenment with you. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. So in Ubuntu, Ubuntu, Ubuntu has to come back into our community. So all of you who wear crystals, if you decide wearing crystals while you're going about your daily business, you're more effective. But coming back to the mushroom in the community, pyramitize the room, having your water to drink, you're going to have a beautiful experience. And you may have tears flow to release, washing your spirit clean. And you may have the person sitting for you pass the sage over you or spray you with Palo Santo while you hear the instrumental meditation music. And there's beautiful artists out here, such as uh, Lonnie Liston Smith, Pharaoh Sanders, Anugama, Laraji. You can have the music play again and again in a loop and have yourself sit. Don't think you're going to do this and say, I don't feel nothing, and eat a sandwich and then it kicks in because of your digestive juices. Don't fast all day. You don't have to fast all day. Just have some fruit or fruit juice, or you know, do light eating. Nothing, no meat, no starch, just fruit and some vegetable juice or something to that nature. Okay, you will have a better experience. Now, I want to get into, Brother Rich, I want to get into formulas. And I know right now we are past an hour. Do you have
Yeah.
any questions before I show them how to do the formulas?
Nah, go ahead, brother. Go into the formulas, my brother.
Okay. All right. Listen, family. Here's the formula. Okay. The best thing to do is learn how to grow your own spores. Mushrooms, on average, and I'm thinking of a brother who has a very righteous price and he offers it out of Northern California. Special shout out to my brother Divine. I got to check and see because I know you got a huge platform, family, um, Brother Rich. But average price on mushrooms, family, per ounce is about $150. Now, 1 ounce equals 28 grams. 1 ounce is 28 grams. When you're first starting out with mushrooms, you only need to reach that threshold after following the protocols that I just shared. You only need between, on average, depending on your body weight, 3 to 5 grams, preferably three. Anything under three, so you got to get yourself a scale. You can go to the smoke shop and get yourself a little scale and learn how to use a scale so you can measure. You could also make mushroom tea, but first you want to measure it on a gram scale, measurements of grams. Remember, 1 ounce is 28 grams. So in 1 ounce, you have potentially 3 grams times 7 is 21. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 9 is 27. You have enough for more than one experience, but don't do it daily. You need to have a preparation in knowing who you are in relation to the universe. And that means study. You have to study. And I'm giving a special acknowledgement to our Victor's brother, Brother Panic. Where you say you got to put in the work. Family, you have to study. There's no pill for enlightenment. There is no pill for enlightenment. You have to study, understand the laws to know thyself. There is no fast path to enlightenment. You have to prepare sexual cultivation. You have to cultivate yourself sexually. Learn male cultivation by Montauk Chia. But same book, female cultivation by Montauk Chia. All right. And whoever's going to serve you, family, if you're going to decide you're going to have someone serve you, ask for their credentials. I'm going to say that again. If you decide you want someone to serve you shrooms or ayahuasca, you say in a very humble way, tell me who your teacher is. How did you learn about this medicine? You want to know if they have experience. How long have you been serving this medicine? Because some of us, there's some gifted people who never had a teacher with music, but they learned. They just have that gift. So there's natural griots in our community, family. There's natural healers in our community, born into these gifts from past life incarnations. But you want to have a reference so you know who's serving you because they are literally going to be the stargate keeper of your journey into the vastness of consciousness. This is important, and you hear the siren in the background. So this is a very important thing as it uh, um, recedes and passes. Be aware. Ask for a person's credentials, and if they say, "I've been guided by spirit," well, let me speak to. Tell me some of your testimonies of what happened. Tell me. Because I want to know who you are. Because you got to be careful. Even you have a lot of sh- shamans. Let's call that shamans. And the word shaman has become as common as the word slut. All right, I'm going to tell you now. Unfortunately, everybody's talking about tantra. Everybody's talking about shamans. Oh, I'm a shaman. Oh, I'm into tantra. Then you say, who's your teacher? Who taught you? Give me some background, because tantra and shamanism is becoming as common as McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Popeyes, Checkers. These terms, they don't have any gravity no more. So be careful, be mindful if you decide to go that way, because there are some good intended people. There's some good people with good intentions. And the most magical thing, family, the first time you take this, and if you've done your homework, you've done your work on cultivating your sexual energy, you've prepared yourself with the correct diet, the Gayusa tea. And I'm going to grab the bag of it maybe a little later to make sure I have the spelling right. You prepared yourself to develop a personal relationship with one of the ascended masters that I mentioned, um, because these are people I have a living relationship with, and other people in the audience, you do too, because all of us are gods in various levels of sprouting. We are the Buddhas. You are the Christ. You are the Krishnas in sprouting form. Special shout out to all those who help people in in reaching their bliss, the touchless orgasm. Special shout out to Miss Bliss, my co-hostess. Shout out to Adara, uh, Keitha, Nikki. She's a beautiful Pisces, and she floats. Special acknowledgement to Dooley, brother Dooley. You have people, Nighthawk, Sincere Seven. We have people in our community, family, who are putting in the grind, the work. Special shout out to my Tantra teacher, Master Yao Morris, right there in Atlanta. Special shout out to Nit Yama, that's my teacher. Special shout out to all of you who are working on cultivating and making the world a better place. And I want to acknowledge KT Arch Degree. I want to acknowledge Blue Pill, Red Pill. I want to acknowledge those who are helping others elevate through knowledge. You have to put in the time and read the books, like read about uh, Oye's son. I want to acknowledge him. I had him on the platform last night. Phil Valentine. I want to acknowledge all these beautiful teachers, Queen of Four, and her sons, who are one day going to healthy embrace in theogens, brother Ali and brother Supernova. Maybe one day, if the medicine calls them, they will humbly go under the tutelage of an advanced practitioner of entheogens, because we are all broken-hearted, wounded souls that need help and guidance into manifesting our divine destiny. And the biggest thing I want to now come around to, family, in talking about the musicians and the poets and the artists, whatever your gift is, engineering, people over in Silicon Valley, we're talking about microdosing. They microdose shrooms, taking less than 3 grams, taking 2 grams, because what that will do is it, cultivate and build superior brain network of left brain, right brain, and beyond. So you can microdose like once every 3 days. I suggest microdosing once every 3 days. If you do have um, the blessing of having some ayahuasca, microdose just some drops once every 3 days, because, or 3 to 5 days, because you don't need it every day. It stays with you. So you only need it once every 3 days. And I even recommend microdosing for women who want to have children. Special shout out to Sincere Seven out of Detroit. Women and men who want to bring forth a super advanced child. Dr. Sabi was doing this years ago. He would give microdosing to children, Yes, family. Our indigenous cousins, our indigenous brothers and sisters in Central and South America, they literally, while the woman is pregnant, she would microdose ayahuasca, she would microdose shrooms to create a superior neural network of the baby because it's higher consciousness. You're drinking and eating liquid light, but you do it on small amounts, small increments. Okay? This will transform your baby, unlimited possibilities with music, gentle music like nice soft speakers over the stomach, massages, and doing entheogens, microdosing. And I first gave my mama, and the most beautiful thing is sharing with mindful responsibility, asking your ascended masters and your spirit guides, our parents, while they're alive, if they're open to healing their broken hearts and their wounded souls, because family, we came through parents that had broken hearts and wounded souls. We got multi-generational heartbreak and trauma that we have to transcend because we are more than our memories. All right. So with the information I shared, change the ghetto apartment buildings into pyramid complexes. Put them on more than one neighbor's floor with cardboard, equilateral triangle. Lester Lovin will even assist you, and I know he'll help you. Area code 215-609-6586. That's Lester Lovin. Give him some time to get back to you. He makes pyramids for the corners of the rooms. All right? And to the industrial brothers who are craftsmen, imagine what would happen if you create a strap, a copper strap, or a carbon strap that has double sided tape so that you can have a carbon strap that goes underneath the shoe and then travels inside the soles of the shoes so that the electricity from the earth can heal the knees and the hips. Okay? What it would be like, family, do your meditation with a grounding mat. That's another thing. Have in your chair or your bed a grounding mat connected to the ground outlet. They have those on Amazon, and the craftsmen in the audience, you can make them. Ground a person so that they're in touch with the electricity of the earth. But get grounding straps for the shoes, because if you have leather sole shoes before, or you're walking barefoot, if you are in a part of the world, because the whole world is listening to Brother Rich's platform, the whole world is listening, doing this with bare feet or connected to a tree, your favorite tree, and doing a mushroom meditation, or do it by the beach if the weather is warm, under a palm tree, pick a palm tree, give acknowledgement to Mother Ocean and to the crystals in the sand. Or if you're on a farm, wherever you are, pick a nice, beautiful, the most beautiful meditations, family, is in by nature. We used to do them out in Rockaway Beach. Special acknowledgement to my brother Steve, who stayed in touch. We did this all the way up until Hurricane Sandy. We used to be out there in Rockaway. Now, I'm not going to give you the specific spot, but and we used to do it for like pennies as an offering, because you have churches. Santo Dame Church was founded by a brother in South America. Santo Dame Church was founded by a black man in South America. All right. You have Native American Church, and I'm going to mention a chapter that's right here in Jersey that serves a particular cactus. I'm going to touch on this now. This cactus family is called San Pedro, and this is good for our community because we are, everybody brokenhearted, wounded souls. But we're going to get past this because we're greater than our pain and we're greater than our memories. Wachuma, that's the word for it. San Pedro. You can look it up. San Pedro benefits. SAN space PEDRO. San Pedro means St. Peter, because when the conquistadors of Spain came to South America and the indigenous people shared the cactus, they said they went to heaven and met St. Peter. So that's where they got the word San Pedro. Wachuma is a cactus that grows like 20 feet tall at times and may be hundreds of years old. But guess what it collects? Its thorns literally pull in intelligence like a satellite from star systems throughout creation and concentrates it into the flesh of the cactus like aloe vera flesh. It collects intelligence, knowledge, concentrated into the San Pedro cactus. And when you take this medicine, this is preferably after you've been cleansed with ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is a cleansing, it will show you your bullshit. We are accountable. It will take you back into your teen years when you was reckless and you have to deal with, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. But bigger than going into Wachuma just yet, we have to detox. So in detoxing, there's something called Cambo. Cambo, Kambo. And if you're listening, OYE, if you have a contact number you want to share with me, text it to me because I don't want to give out your personal cell number because you haven't given me permission. But if you're listening, OYE, text me the contact number because he's one of the servers, Sincere 7, and there's a brother named Dooley that served. There's in Georgia, there's Chief Nighthawk. He serves something called Cambo. And let me share with you what Cambo does. Cambo is a detox. This is before you do your meditation. You want to do Cambo. You want to do what is called hape. That's a form of tobacco that's powdered, that's prayed over and then blown up the nostrils to remove the mucus in the brain before doing a shroom or ayahuasca meditation. This is important and special acknowledgement to Fairy Hawk because she serves cacao, which is good for the heart chakra opening. But getting back to detoxing, Cambo family is a resin from a poisonous frog in South America. And it came about because the people in South America was embracing ayahuasca, and one of the members of the one of the elders said, plant ayahuasca, talking to the plant like we communicate telepathically. People in the community in my village are sick. What could I do to help them heal? And the plant intelligence superior to the internet by millions of times gave him a recipe and said, pick out this particular frog and the resin, take it and burn the top layer of skin off with a particular incense and place just a tad bit of the frog venom on the skin, and it will remove the poisons from the blood. So this is what Cambo is. And also ask who trained the person who's going to serve you Cambo. Now I know Dooley went to Costa Rica to get his training. All right. I know that Sincere Seven and Chief Nighthawk, these are people that have served Campbell and they have training. That's what's important. Somebody can't teach you martial arts, and you say, "Well, who should teach it?" Oh, I just made this up. You'll be like Martin Lawrence on a comedy show. You got to have, who's your teachers. Special shout out to Professor Bill, Grandmaster Bill McLeod. Special shout out to King Simon because that brother is Hmm. That's all I can say. Brother King is Special shout out to my co-host Baraka. But getting back to combo. And bear with me, family. I'm sharing this information with you with my eyes closed. Cambo detoxes and cleans you out from viruses, bacteria, curses put upon you in your family. And I'm going to say that from personal experience. So you want to have Campbell, and what it will do within a half an hour, you will literally purge by moving your bowels or throwing up or both to cleanse out the toxins in your body. And it has a multitude of healing of so-called incurable illnesses and maladies. And I'm going to give out Brother Dooley's number, and I'll see if I have Hold on. Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me pull up Dooley's number. Any questions while I pull up his number? Um, Brother Rich?
No, no, but I gotta wrap it up. So right after you do that, we're gonna wrap it up. I want to ask you, bring up
Wow,
one
hour
question,
and a
and
half
we're gonna
passed
wrap.
by.
Yeah,
Oh,
you was.
shoot. Yo, I did it with my eyes closed, bro. I was guided to do this with my eyes
Oh
closed.
yeah, no, I can see your voice almost changed. Like when them people be channeling them spirits, like your voice was changing and stuff like that. I'm like,
Wow.
this dude is possessed, man. Wow.
Yeah. Okay, Brother Dooley for Cambo, 617-386-9502. And Sincere 7 is Detroit, 313-459-8628. Brother Rich, I do have a WhatsApp chat that we talk about and share and exchange. I'm just wondering if I could share that WhatsApp chat link, and anybody in your audience that want to join it so they could get in touch with people of sorts. Is that possible? Let me see if
Yeah,
I
you
can
know
bring it
what?
up.
Actually, that would be better because YouTube is heavily censored, and y'all can have a real deep discussion on WhatsApp about all this stuff because you can't go in too much. I don't want
Mhm.
YouTube to think you trying to sell the people anything. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm not. Yeah, okay, that
Yeah.
makes
So
sense. So, give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up, and then I'm gonna share the screen, and then they can join the WhatsApp chat. Give me one
this
second,
your
fam.
WhatsApp or this yours, right?
Yeah, this is my WhatsApp chat.
Right.
Yeah, this is mine. It's only about 700 people,
Yeah.
but we're sharing and networking all over the world because we are Ubuntu, and
Yes, sir.
Ubuntu, practicing the spirit of Ubuntu. Just give me one second to pull this up. Ubuntu spirit is what will get us through the challenges, because I want to share with Brother Rich and the platform, the powers that be are going to make it very difficult for anybody to provide psychedelics or tantra services to any community, because they're going to regulate it, and it's going to become illegal for anybody to say that they are sharing psychedelics or tantra. And they're going to say, we what school did you go to, um what's your certification, because it's becoming uh literally a just it's just moving so much that they now have psychedelic therapists in the world that we know of, and it's becoming uh, literally a business.